Hey everyone, welcome back. We're at season number 2. I'm so excited. Feels like such a long time. It feels so uh, weird or strange for me to come back again and set up the lights. My husband helping me set up the camera and all of this. But I'm back. I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be able to share more, hear you guys more. I'm looking forward to this season to be able to hear what you want to hear on a podcast. What are specific Bible themes that you want to talk about here on the podcast? Specific guests that you would want on the podcast. I have a couple of people I have in mind, people that have impacted my life and my faith, my love for Jesus. And so I am really excited for this season. Thank you for everybody who's been here since the very beginning, people who are just joining us right now. I just want to thank you. Thank you so much. My name is Eli Hernandez, and today we're going to start our episode number 1. And today I want to just share what the Lord has been telling me, talking to me about. Obviously, again, the start of the new year makes you reflect and have conversations with the Lord. And I want to share them, one specific with you, a big thing that I'm changing in my life, or the Lord has really been convicting me about. But more than just a New Year's resolution or a New Year's goal, it's, I feel, a lifestyle that the Lord is asking me to embrace. And I feel that it's an invitation for, as believers, as followers of Jesus, that we have an invitation to embrace. And so I'm excited that you're here with me today, and we're going to get started. So grab your drink, water, coffee, whatever you want, and we're going to get started right now. Okay, so what I have been processing, conversations with the Lord, conversations with my husband, has been primarily about focus. A lot of times when we think of the word urgency, we think of this frantic, desperate response. Like urgent means hurry up, like hurrying something. But something that I've been realizing is that urgency actually brings focus and sobriety. When there's an urgency, like whenever there's an emergency, obviously your adrenaline kicks in. And yes, there's a lot of emotions. You're scared. You know, if an accident happens, you're scared. You're like going through all the motions. Sometimes you're not thinking right, but what you need in that moment is focus and sobriety. What urgency demands is focus. And what I have been just talking to the Lord, talking to my husband, in our community, what we have been talking a lot about has been just the urgency of the hour that we are living in. And as believers, we're not called to worry or frantic or be troubled by these things or live in fear because of what's happening around the world. On the contrary, we're actually called to be living in a state of focus and sobriety. And that's what I have been feeling the Lord has been putting in my heart. Like, Ellie, you need focus. You need to focus in your life. Urgency isn't for you to just live day by day, moment by moment, even though that's how we live. We live day by day. We don't know if tomorrow is promised. But what I mean by that is I can't just be going with the flow. I need focus in my life. I need discipline in my life. I need to pursue sobriety in my life. And yes, it includes practical things in my life. I can change things in my life, set a schedule, eliminate so many things, which is what I'm going to talk about today. But I need the help of the Holy Spirit in my life. I need God to give me the grace to live in focus. And because of that, the Lord has just been telling me, you need to get into the Word. You need to be focused in times of prayer and of seeking my face. And so that's what I want to talk about a little bit today is urgency of the hour actually brings focus in our lives. And that's what I have been feeling so much. My husband and I have been feeling so much. We need to focus. And I don't know if you find yourself in that same state where you kind of feel like you're all over the place and you're like, I need to focus. I need to focus on what's eternal. I need to focus on the things that God has given me, entrusted me with. I need focus in my life. And so what we have been talking about has been distractions, obviously. That is one of the very first things practically that we can do in order to bring focus in our lives is eliminate distractions. Because without knowing it, distractions are the greatest adversary to our spiritual life. Distractions are the very thing that can destroy our relationship with Jesus without even knowing it. A lot of times we think of these great temptations to be the ones that can take us away. We think of, oh, it's sexual immorality that can take me away. It's this and it's all of these other sins that, yes, they're a big temptation. And if we open a door to them, they can definitely take us down the wrong path. But I think the most subtle things are the most dangerous things in our lives. And I think the thing that we have come as a culture in our lives that has become normalized are distractions or escaping. And I think that's something that the Lord has really been highlighting over in my life. Like, Ellie, we need to eliminate those small distractions, because we think of distractions like, oh, if I spend 5 hours just on social media, like, you need help. Like, we have distractions, right? Or, oh, the person that plays video games 10 hours a day, 3 hours a day. Oh my gosh, like that's a distraction in their lives. But we kind of have normalized the small distractions of 10 minutes here and the 15 minutes here, the 20 minutes before bed, the 20 minutes before getting out of bed. And those are things that I have normalized in my life. I'm speaking to me, myself. I have normalized in my life, but those are the things that actually are the most dangerous. And that's not to say you can never go on your social media, you can never play video games, you can never watch movies. Like, okay, those are great things sometimes that connect you to your family, or those are good things at some point. I mean, I'm talking to you through social media, through YouTube, through Spotify. There are amazing tools and things that can actually even edify us at some point. But they're not the main thing. And if I am making those, if I'm on, like, for no reason on YouTube, for no reason shopping for things that I don't need, if I am for no reason on social media, and that takes me 15, 20 minutes per day, those 20 minutes start adding up. And that's the dangerous part about the small distractions, is that they don't just stay small for one day and that's it. They actually add up. And I'm just being honest with you. That has been something that the Lord has been, Ellie, you need focus in your life. You want focus? Eliminate those small distractions. And I thought about this verse in Song of Solomon, chapter 2. And Song of Solomon is a prophetic book of Jesus speaking to the bride. And so we can put ourselves in the book of Song of Solomon. Maybe I can do another podcast explaining a little bit about Song of Solomon. But here in this chapter, in verse 15, the bridegroom, so Jesus, is asking the bride, in this case, the Shulamite woman, and he says this in verse 15, catch the foxes for us, the little foxes that spoil the vineyards, for our vineyards are in blossom. And I love that it says that. It says, catch the foxes, but it's the little foxes, because those are spoiling our vineyard. They're spoiling our place of reunion, the place where you and I get to meet. So he's talking about the vineyard of our heart, the vineyard, the garden of our secret life, that place that belongs to the Lord, where we meet the Lord. He's saying those little foxes. He's not saying the big wolf, the big bad wolf. He's not saying the big birds. He's not saying all of these things that we think those are dangerous. You know, that sexual immorality is very dangerous, and I'm going to watch out for those. And I'm going to watch out for this and that, or I don't know, you put in the blank, all these big things that we know and are so obvious that are dangerous. But he says, catch the little foxes, the ones that you can't even see sometimes, the ones that are sneaking in and are eating away the vineyards, the things that we have sown in our secret place, in our garden. Those are the things that are destroying our vineyard, our secret place with the Lord. And I just felt this urgency in my heart. Again, urgency is not that frantic response, it's focus, where I was like, I can't afford to waste another day. I can't afford to waste. Sometimes I normalize, it's just 5 minutes. It's just 20 minutes. It's just 30 minutes. It's just an hour on all these different things. My time on social media, my time on watching movies, my time on watching shows, my time in how much I spend outside, how much I'm wanting to buy things. And the Lord is like, Ellie, you need to simplify your life in order for you to have focus. And what I just felt was, I can't afford to waste another day, another week, another month on these worthless things that they don't matter. The clothes that I wear, they don't matter. The things that I see, they don't matter. If I watch the new movie, if I watch the new like those things don't matter. And what we need sometimes is to simplify our lives for the sake of bringing focus. And focus actually even brings rest to our souls. And it's not a rest that's just, I'm chilling, I'm vacationing, which are great. I love that. But it's more of, I find rest when I am taking care of my vineyard. I find rest when I'm talking to Jesus and I am cultivating that garden, the vineyard of my heart. And the Lord is having that place of in my heart, and I'm cultivating my friendship with the Lord. That actually brings rest to our soul. One thing is to escape. One thing is to put on Netflix to rest. One thing is to put on Disney Plus to rest, to escape from a busy day. But that doesn't actually bring rest to your soul. And what I was feeling was, I need rest for my soul because I need to focus and I need to go deep in the word. I can't just afford to pick up the bread pieces. You know, Jesus says, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes out of the mouth of God. And so I was, picking up maybe crumbs here and there of the word. And the Lord was telling me, Ellie, you can't afford to just pick up crumbs. Like, you need to go deep into the word. And I just want to encourage you today, challenge you today to not feel condemnation, to not feel guilt, but that you can hear an invitation from the Lord to simplify your life. Maybe there are things that are just unnecessary, that you can simplify your life so that you can focus and go deep in the word. I really want to challenge us because I'm challenging myself. I want to go deep into the word of God. I want to study the word. I want to eat the word. I want to be able to meditate on the word and never lose my love for the word. Because there's one thing when I just rest for the sake of escaping physical rest, but it's another thing when there's rest for the sake of focusing and going deep into the word. And the word is our anchor at the end of the day. If we don't have the word, we're going to be like that person that builds their house on sand. It's going to be unstable at the end of the day. When trouble comes, when things get harder, we start shaking. And I just felt the Lord inviting me to go into the word again, go deep into the word and focus on the vineyard of my heart, to cultivate, and don't let the small distractions destroy what you have sown in your history, in your walk with Jesus. And so I just want to encourage you more than anything today and open my heart to you today. I'm going through this right now. And it might not have seemed, I didn't really consider myself to be distracted. I thought I was actually living a focused life. But there are things that the Lord has been telling me, you can simplify a little bit more your life for the sake of you focusing, for the sake of you resting. And it's not, again, vacationing in Cabo San Lucas, even though that's amazing. I would love to do that. But it's to go deep into the word and cultivate what's eternal, cultivate the vineyard of my heart. And so I just want to encourage you with that today, that this can bless you and strengthen you.